Welcome back, guys. I'm Craig, and this is Cinemaxing. This past winter, we lost the legend, the man, the myth, Chuck Norris. And one of my very first movie I saw with Chuck Norris was Sidekicks, the movie we're going to talk about today. The movie stars obviously Chuck Norris, Jonathan Brandis, Beau Bridges as his father, Joe Piscopo as the villain, the legendary Mako from Conan the Barbarian, and the girl, Julia Nixon, excuse me if I got that wrong, that played the surrogate mother in Double Dragon I just spoke about a couple days ago. The movie's about Jonathan Brandis. He plays this unhealthy, asthmatic nerd whose hero is Chuck Norris. And throughout the movie, he has fantasies about working with Chuck. You know, he takes scenes from Missing with Action, The Hitman, Lone Wolf McQuade, that kind of thing, and he visions himself in it as he's trying to overcome his asthma and his geeky loserdom. This movie is a great kids movie. This is the type of movie young men need today. That's the basis of this video. Young men today need this movie. What do I mean by that? The movie is a classic hero's journey where Barry overcomes his weakness to achieve strength and courage and a mission. Young men feel lost today because of that. And they should watch this movie to get inspired by Barry's story. Now, in the early 90s, when this came out in 92, martial arts was all the rage. You had Ninja Turtles, you had Power Rangers, the list, Three Ninjas, the list goes on and on. So it plays into that. Obviously, with Chuck Norris as an acclaimed martial artist who fought many people, including Bruce Lee, on screen. And Barry's journey is inspiring today. You see him overcoming. And Jonathan Brandis' performance personifies a comedian. What a wasted young talent. So sad he went as young as he did by his own hand. He shows the struggle of Barry from the asthma to the social awkwardness with girls. He just gets this character. He shows this character his weakness, his overbecoming. And the dad, played by Beau Bridges, plays a loving father who supports him the whole time, but doesn't really at first think his son can succeed. Tries to baby him to keep him okay. His mother's passed away. He knows he's sick with asthma. So he's being a good father protecting his son. It's actually a wonderful portrayal of a fatherhood that seems absent from so many movies of these last few decades. You know, the 90s dad was supposed to be dumb and stupid. He's really not. He's a loving, hardworking father. And he's taught by Mako. So the girl from Double Dragon plays his teacher who worries about him. So she says, I'm going to help Barry. I'm going to have my uncle, who's coming from China, who runs the family restaurant, teach him martial arts, he's a master martial arts. And it's so fun. He's showing him in the kitchen. He's throwing dumplings in his face. He calls him Dumpling. That's his ninja nickname for him. He's never ready. And you see him progressing, teaching him nunchucks, teaching him kicking, running, overcoming his asthma. Like Luke Skywalker training with Yoda, he overcomes this childhood to become a man. And in the movie, you also have Joe Piscopo, famously from SNL, who is hilarious in this movie. He plays this local evil dojo instructor a la the Karate Kid, who says he could kick Chuck Norris's ass. And then Barry has these fantasies where he's like Lone Wolf McQuade and all this. Joe Piscopo was always the villain in these fantasies in different ways. And he's just so over the top. At the end of the movie, there's a martial arts tournament, and Joe Piscopo faces Chuck Norris. And it's just so funny. He's just like, I'm going to kick him. You couldn't have casted better. Joe should be so proud of this role as an SNL alum. And, you know, from that era, Eddie Murphy's the only really one that made it. But this role is phenomenal. You should be so proud of it. And as Barry learns to get more and more, and this is what I mean by young men can learn from this, he gains respect, not just from his teacher Mako, but other people. The girl he likes, played by Whitney Cooper from The Wonder Years, the actress. There's a scene where the gym teacher throughout the movie is like, you're weak, Kabrewski, his last name, you're weak, Barry, get up there, you're not train with him. But then Barry has a fight with a local bully and a local DJ, again, a la the Karate Kid. And he holds his own, he fights him, and the gym teacher looks at him and is like, not bad, kid, not bad at all. Showing he's earned that respect as a man. And then you just got to watch the play on that training and overcoming. This is why young men should watch this. And then in the final scene, he's in a martial arts tournament. It really does resemble Karate Kid in a lot of ways. He's almost copies it in many ways. And he's overcoming, like he's hitting the fire on the bricks, showing dedication and determination and discipline, which so many young men need today. The malaise they're in our post-Me Too, you go girl, strong boss babe, feminist nonsense society where young men is falling down. This is the type of movie young men can learn, and they can watch Barry overcoming and all this. Mako is so funny in this. Joe Piscopo is so funny. Bo Bridges' dad is loving. Barry overcomes. Jonathan Brandis just personifies that struggle. Like, this is not easy. He does not have an easy time. He fails at first. He has an asthma attack. He's doing all this stuff. You're going to fail in the struggle over becoming. Now, you could say, Craig, what are you talking about? You're here making a YouTube video with us. Well, I'm 42 and I kind of, find your hero. Like, Barry's and this is Chuck Norris. And he gets to meet Chuck Norris in the movie, and he's his hero, and he helps him. You can't always meet your heroes. I say don't meet your heroes. My hero's long dead before I was born. My hero is Teddy Roosevelt. And like Barry in the movie, looking up to Chuck Norris, I looked up to Teddy Roosevelt. Same thing. Teddy was an asthmatic, skinny kid. I wasn't asthmatic, but I was a big kid. Wasn't athletic at all. Had bad eyes like Roosevelt. Lost my father in college to cancer like Roosevelt. And I've tried to, as an adult, I've tried to work that strenuous life adventurer role, which I've done many things, from traveling to a dozen countries, across this country in cars, done activism, this kind of thing. So, check out this movie if you're a young man today. The example of Barry and his hero's journey to become better than he is. The loving portrayal of a father. The earning the respect as a man. Living up to your hero. Find your hero and let him inspire you. Fantasize. We're talking about the power of belief, and manifestation is a big thing. And Barry manifests it by constantly working. Create the image of you in your imagination and work at it every day. An example from the early 90s, the movie, I mentioned the Karate Kid, the movie also remembers many ways. Remember the cartoon Doug, where Doug has his fantasies, his Square Man, it kind of does the same thing. Find your manifestation, find your hero, and watch this movie to inspire you to do that, young men today. Watch Sidekicks, watch Chuck Norris kick ass in this movie, watch a young man overcome his weakness. Sidekick is a movie you must watch today. And as always, ABC, always be Cinemaxing.